Hi, I'm Hannah Wallace and welcome to FinextraTV. With me today is Jennifer Marriner, Global Head of Acceptance for Mastercard, and we're discussing digital checkout solutions. So Jennifer, thank you very much for taking the time to speak with us today. It's great to have you on.
Thank you, Hannah.
So I'm going to jump straight in because I'd like you to bring us up to date and highlight some of those big industry factors that are driving advanced digital checkout solutions. So let's start there.
Absolutely. So I think the biggest thing that's advancing is simply that the consumer, the cardholder, expects the way they shop online to be as secure and simple as it is to shop in person nowadays.
Yeah.
Nowadays, folks are used to just tapping their physical card or tapping their smartphone in order to pay. And they expect that convenience to be online. But actually what we've seen is while we've seen a huge surge in online payments, digital payments, it's actually come at a point where the customer expects speed and convenience, but with the sheer number of players in the market, with the different ways in which you can pay, it's actually become a really fragmented experience for the customer. And also there's concerns about security. So those things are kind of being really factored in as customers are thinking about what should that experience be online.
All right, so you've highlighted some significant trends there. So I'm interested to hear how Mastercard is responding to those trends and addressing them.
Yeah, so again, it comes back to really what we did in the in-person space. We drove this transition now for having this contactless experience, the instant way to pay. Three out of every 5 transactions globally now are tapped. And we want to bring that convenience and speed online. Over the last 5 years, Mastercard has really focused on innovation around online experiences. And we've seen great success through that innovation, partnering across the whole ecosystem. We've seen a lift in authorization rates, so more transactions at 3% lift. We've seen a reduction in fraud, reduction in chargebacks. But what's really underpinning that? A lot of that is being driven through tokenization.
Yes.
We're seeing a real change in the way in which people pay online. A lot of it is what people term as an embedded experience or a card on file experience. If you think about how you pay for your Netflix or your Uber transactions, or when you register with a merchant to put your card on file, that means then when it comes to checking out in the future, it's a really slick experience and simple experience. But would you believe you've still got about a third of transactions when it comes to paying, people are typing their card details in. And when they do that, at that point, you're going to see errors. You're going to see errors in terms of actually the typing of the card numbers, people make mistakes, and there's fraud that goes with it as well. So we're really focused as an industry on deploying what we call click to pay. With click to pay, this is really an opportunity for there to be an embedded experience where someone's card details are saved in a digital way, so that when it comes to checkout, the customer's card details are known, and there is an authentication process through biometrics, which means you're able to speedily check out.
Wonderful, and we'll talk more about the advantages of the embedded experience in a bit, but first I'm interested to hear also how the technology actually works.
Yes.
So give us some insights there.
So how it actually works is that from a consumer perspective, they'll sign up for a click-to-pay experience, and that sign-up can be facilitated through their issuer. They might do it automatically, their issuer, or proactively through their app, or it can be at the point of checkout as well, where you create a profile and then going forward, intelligently, your card, your preferred way of paying, is shown at the point of checkout. You can switch it to something else if you wish to, but it's automatically shown there, and then you can click on that payment method, and your transaction is authenticated using biometrics, which we all talk about nowadays, especially as we use them for logging into your phone or into your payments app. It's a very natural part of the payment, but it means then by using biometrics, there's security in that transaction, so it happens really speedily. And because those card details have been saved, and it's saved in such a way that your issuer is able then to update those card details in an automated way should your card need renewing, if it's lost or stolen, so you don't get an interruption in your shopping experience in the long run.
All right, that's a very positive note to lead off from. So tell us, what are those advantages then of embedded checkout solutions for the merchants, the customer and the issuer as well.
So the whole ecosystem really benefits from this. From a consumer perspective, you're stopping to having to type in those details. It's a much slicker experience. Let's be honest, we don't wake up in the morning and think, I'm going to make a payment. What we actually think about is I'm going to purchase that item or use that service. So anything we can do to streamline that checkout process is good. Also, there's a level and feeling of security, rightly so, because you've now got the biometric authentication that's there as well. Then from a merchant perspective, anything that speeds up the transaction. We've got one particular merchant that's already told us that through Click to Pay, they've halved the checkout time for their customers. So it just completes the transaction quickly. And they also see increase in authorization rates, decrease in fraud, positives all round. And from an issuer standpoint, it means that their cardholders' their card is really right at their fingertips at that point of the transaction. Their branding is shown in checkout, and that customer feels confident to use that product moving forward. So, holistically, really beneficial to everyone in that value chain.
And you've touched on fraud a lot there. I think there's going to be a lot more discussion around that space as well. But tell us, what do you think is on the horizon? What's next in this space?
So, I mean, the thing that's really top of mind for us is we've proven out the benefits of embedded payments. We've proven out the benefits around Click to Pay. As I say, with Click to Pay, it's now enabled in more than 35 countries around the world. We've got 10,000 merchants utilising this service. And these are merchants which are kind of everyday brands that we'll know and love, the likes of your Nando's and Domino's, Marriott Hotels, Holland and Barrett, as well as the likes of Debenhams and Boohoo, all taking advantage of this service. What we want to do is really make sure this continues to roll out and everyone in the value chain starts to see that benefit.
Fantastic. Watch this space. It's safe to say, Jennifer. Thank you so
Hannah.
much for sharing your insights, and look forward to catching up with you further down the line.
Thank you.